Okay, here I am. This time it's gonna work.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just making sure you don't like disappear again.
Yeah, no, I know. No, I'm here. Okay.
All right, so we're here. This is your topic.
Yeah.
Tell us, tell us all what we're doing today.
So first of all, hi everybody. Thank you for connecting. So today I wanted to talk about hyperextension in the knees, especially. Um, so little story about why I want to talk about that. I'm hyperextended in all my joints, all of them. But the knees are the worst for me. And as a dancer, it's cherished to have hyperextension in the knees, beautiful lines and all that when we control it. And that wasn't my case. So since I'm 4, I'm really hyperextended and I dance with it my whole life. I did competition, I did like really, really heavy training, and nobody told me that hyperextension was good, but that you need to strengthen it and control it, and strengthen all the other muscles to get your legs on place. So one day, of course, my knee blew up. I sprained my knee really badly. Um, and that's where I end up in Donna's class, who saved my knee. And the first class I took with her, she was like, oh my God, those knees, we need to do something. So we totally worked on my hyperextension from day one, and I'm still working on it because it's hard. It's a work in progress.
Right, but then we're gonna do actually in this chat is we're gonna demonstrate.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like speed speed up the whole process of what happened when Blandine came into my class, and then I ended up using her as my demo all the time, because what would happen is I would see my dancers come in, their knees would be hyperextended, we would start just doing some warm-up, and they would start bending their knees, and as soon as we came up I would say, do your knees hurt? And they go, yep. And yeah, and so that's over the long term. Of course we don't want that, right? Like we don't want, if your knees are hurting when you're doing something that basic, there you want to deal with it now, right?
Yes, because once you get the injury, it's too late. You're always going to have something pinching in the knees, or it's too late.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we did it, right? I told you how to retrain your knees.
Yes.
The pain went away.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that was...
And if one day I'm not focused and then I go back in my hyperextension, because for my leg, it's their happy place, then I feel it right away. Right. And I'm like, ooh, went too far.
Right, right. Okay, so what I want to do is, I want you to do exactly what we do in class. I want I'm going to basically do exactly what we do, and you're going to show it.
Yeah, let me just add this.
You'll set up your computer.
My camera, so everybody can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here it is.
Hey guys, everyone who's coming in, we're talking about hyperextended knees, and I'm going to show you how you fix it. Okay.
Here are my legs.
Here are Blandine's legs. Okay, so what would happen is I will say to Blandine, can you show me if I'm trying to show like new dancers that come into my class, show me the way they are naturally when you're not taking care of them. You got to move your sweater a teensy bit so it does. Yeah.
They're here.
Okay. So see how the weight is in the backs of her knees and in her heels, which is also very common with people who are hyperextended. They just throw it all back.
My butt is back.
Yep, they throw the weight back into the backs of their knees and into their heels. So this is how I fix it. First I say, get your butt over your feet. So you got to rock forward a little bit. Right. Beautiful. Now I say, when you know how someone comes up and dings you behind the back of the knees and your knees buckle? Yep. Not bent, just buckle. Yep. That's too much. Go. Yeah. Right there. Now, so for Blandine, her knees are actually straight now. Can you go back to hyperextension? A hyperextended knee going behind you is the same as a bent knee going in front of you, right? So now bend your knees. Not that much. Not that much.
Oh, right. Just like release.
Yeah, so I want to get her legs to learn how to support themselves in the middle of those two places, which means her knee will be under her hip, will be over her ankle. So we get the weight over the feet. So you need to rock forward teensy bit, Blandine. Yep, right there.
Yeah.
Then you release your knees like I'm dinging you. It's a buckle. Like when someone comes up and like gets you behind the knee, you're not bending your knees and dropping your weight. You're just buckling it. Now, when your knees are hanging there, if you're hyperextended, you are going to feel like your knees are floating in no man's land. And it is going to feel extremely insecure and bizarre.
Basically, what I can do right now is that with my knees.
Right. You don't feel like, you feel like you're floating in nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like you have nothing holding you together. Right. So then what you do is you get your knees in that weird space where they feel like they're floating between nothing. And you take the muscles above your knee. So can you point to it? Yep.
This one.
Yep. And pick up your kneecaps.
There.
Now look what that just did to her legs. It's perfect. It's perfect. Now she had to learn how to retrain herself to actually control her knees and manage the weight in them all the time. Dancing, stretching in my class. But look how beautiful her legs look. And she trained and she trained. It felt very weird at first, right?
Oh, yeah.
You were like...
Yeah, it's no man's land for my legs. It's like, where are we? Right. And my gravity center also. You're like, ooh, you need to reteach your whole body.
Right. So, but that fixes it. It fixes it if you start working from that place.
Yeah.
Now, you want to show first position?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, this is the other thing I get a lot in class. Like, so stand in your hyperextended first. Right? So when I say to my dancers, okay, can you put your heels together? They say, no, I can't. I'm hyperextended. I say, no, I can see that. But I want you to do it anyway. So you're going to put your heels together and you're going to feel like your legs have no space. Right?
Yeah.
So then you're going to just put your heel and you're going to let your knees line up wherever that is because your heels are acting like a gate. Beautiful. But because it's going to feel really weird and you have to dance from this position, you have to lift up. Blandine, can you put your hands like in your, like above those? Yeah. You have to lift up all in there. You have to pull way up and get beautiful. So when people think because their knees are hyperextended, their heels have to be separated. No, you put your heels together and you readjust your knees. It's the reverse. And again, this is safer. You've actually got your own legs supporting them. So that's how we recommend first position. And again, it's retrained, but then they get better, right?
Yes. You still have your hyperextension, but you're controlling it. And your hips are stronger. Everything gets stronger. So if you're in hyperextension in one of the movement, you're going to control it. So you're not going to hurt your knee, your ankle, or your hip because everything is linked. So at one point, if the hyperextension in the knee do something, your hip is going to take something and your ankle is going to take something. Right. Every time.
Right. Allie just came on.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Allie.
Hey, Allie.
Okay, so then the other thing, and for many of you who are on with us right now and you do our class, some of the things that we are part of the instruction relate back to this. So I'm going to show you this one stretch that we do in every single class all the time. I do it in all my videos, almost all my videos. But it also for people who are hyperextended, it has a really deliberate function. Yeah. So you're just going to, Blandine's going to sit with her legs out in front of her. I'm going to grab my water.
Yeah.
Right. So if Blandine pushes her knees down into the floor, her heels are going to pop up. Right.
A lot.
So again, that's the same thing. We don't want the knee to go, we don't want to create a situation where the knee goes down, the foot pops up. We want to create a lengthening. So what I'm going to have her do is just do your hands, Blandine.
Yeah.
Bend in the wrist goes under the bend in the knee like a puzzle piece. Yeah, you'll feel it. That bend right here
Yeah, there.
Yep. Bends right into the bend in the knee. Yep. And then you just hang over. Now, we're going to press the back of the right knee into the hand. You're going to hold it down and you're going to flex your right foot, but you're going to slide the heel along the floor and keep it down. Yes. Beautiful. And release that. And I just want to do the left because it's a little easier to see. Press it down. Hold it down and flex your left foot, sliding your heel along the floor and keeping it down. Yes. And then hold the knee down and point the left. And release it. Now, I want to show you two things that you don't want to do. Let's do the left.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to press the knee down, and make pretend all you're doing, Blandine, is pressing the knee down and flexing the foot. See, her foot just pops right up off the floor.
If that whole space there.
Yeah. So that's still hyperextended, but she can retrain it by pinning the knee in place on her hand. So there's the neurological connection, right? She feels that. So her knee is talking to her, telling her that I'm here and I'm working. And then when you slide that heel along the floor, you think about taking that back of your ankle and like running it along the floor. And what that does is it lengthens the leg. Instead of knee down, foot up. Instead of bunk, it's lengthening. Now, the other thing I will tell you is that you need to make sure when you flex your foot and you slide the back of that heel along, beautiful, look how perfect. You don't want to bend your toes into that. So just show the other flex blunt. Yeah, not that. Never that. Never your toes. It's always right along like an ankle bracelet, right where an ankle bracelet would hang on her foot, and pull that flat foot back while you push the knee down into the hand. Or you could, depending on where you're at, you could put your elbows also under your knees.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That just means you're going to be over farther and you're going to be pinned in place. That's just more intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel it easier to do it when I'm on my elbows. When I'm on my hands, it's really hard to get my heel to stay on the floor. For me. I don't know why, because I have more space. My elbows are like way bigger than my forearms are way bigger than my hands. But from my leg, it's way harder to really stay on the floor when I flex.
Right.
When I'm on my hands.
Because your body, when you're folded all the way over, is actually pulling this back
up.
I
see.
So
that's interesting.
It's more taut.
That's
right?
interesting.
So you feel the tension of one end pulling and then the other end pulling the other way.
Yeah.
Got you folded. The minute you come up, you're just putting some slack in the muscle.
Of course. And it shows that it's a work in progress.
Right. So you don't feel like you don't have the push pull, so you don't feel the feedback that the other end of the muscle gives you. Yeah.
It makes sense. But shows that work in progress. Always something to always.
Yeah. So that's basically what we wanted to show you.
Yeah.
Because it's really, it's super effective, right? It's super easy to fix and super effective. And then the safety issue.
Yes. And especially if you're a dancer, teachers are going to tell you that it's beautiful, but they're not going to explain to you that it can be dangerous if you don't control it.
And it is beautiful.
It is. It is wonderful. In ballet, when they all have double legs, they're like, oh my God.
Right. I think I've told you the story about when I was up at Ailey, and Robert Battle, the artistic director, was giving a beautiful workshop, and the dancers were all like arched and gorgeous, and I was like, and that's what we do, right? It just, but over time on the spine, and it is not aligning for us, and so that's the whole thing with dancers, is that we do it, it's beautiful, and it feels good, but over time, those repetitive things do affect our bodies. So the whole point is that I'm never saying not to do it. That's why we are there. What I'm saying is find ways to care for your body For Lastics, it's the undoing of it, right?
Yes.
Like, let's give our bodies a chance to put it all back in place, retrain certain things, to take
strengthening,
not to not do it, but to have the yin yang, so that you can do it, right? And you can
exactly, safely and longer.
and longer, yeah. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. We'd be happy to take them if you're dealing with hyperextension. We don't have a long setup here for today. We just wanted to bring some awareness to the topic and give you some tips and stuff.
Yes. I don't see any question. I just looked at the comment, so I didn't see any question. If you have them, just throw them in.
I still haven't completely figured out where those questions.
Oh, if people have comments.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
But yeah, really keep in mind, hyperextension is beautiful, but control it. Save your body. Take care of it.
Right.
And sometimes it's nice not to be in hyperextension.
Right. And
give a break.
Strength together, always.
Oh yeah.
Always stretch and strength. Yeah. So guys, we'll post this. It'll be in our little IGTV page. You can, if you have questions that come to you later, just post them in there. We'll answer them, and we'll have Amber, our programming note. Amber's next.
Ding.
Yeah, she's going to talk with her mom, who is doing Lastics from Barbados, because she's not here. So, yeah, kind of like what.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and it was nice to have you here, and we'll see you on the next time.
See you next time. Bye. Thank you.